Encounters. How's everybody doing tonight? Welcome to Lobo Wednesday. Just a little twist. Lobo Wednesday. For those that tune in on Restream, YouTube, Twitch, uh, for those are the groups that allow me to share on Facebook, and for those who follow my short reel TikToks under ApeCS895. I'm your host for tonight, ApeCS. How's everybody doing tonight? I hope everybody's well. As for me, I'm just hanging in there, brothers and sisters, trying to get back in the rhythm of things with my workouts and stuff, and just hanging in there. How you doing, Sister Edna Wilson? How you doing tonight? Hope you're doing great. Hope you're having a blessed evening. Let me share out this live feed to the groups that allow me share on Facebook. There we go. I'll share it out. So who we got here tonight? I'm not wearing a werewolf shirt on today. I'm just wearing a regular shirt. It's kind of fresh here in Texas right now. Uh, so I got me a nice warm shirt. Well, I'll be displaying my Lobo shirt. So we got here tonight. We got Sister Neva's Angel. How you doing? Yeah, I don't know. YouTube is funny. I don't know what's going on, notification wise and stuff like that. I was debating whether I was going to do a live or not. You know, so many things happening within the community that sometimes people have to vent. And I just like you know just letting people do their thing. Whatever they got to do, vent. You know, addressing the people and stuff like that. So much crazy things that are happening in the community. It's just a shame that we can just get along, right? Uh, it's kind of like there's people in the community that it's either their way or the highway, and we see a lot of that. It's kind of like there, for example, everything that happens in life is about Bigfoot. There's nothing else that happens in life but Bigfoot. There's people like that, that's their mentality, their mindset, and then they might not capture nothing or been through nothing, so they make a resume out of their the figment of their imagination, right? Whether they're high on something or whatever, and they try to put themselves on a high pedestal, but they have no proof or no evidence of anything. You know, the only thing that we have that they have maybe might be some plastered footprints, or they might have a book they've written, but they have no other any other kind of proof of the existence of a Bigfoot, or not to just stick it to the Bigfoot community, but not many proof of anything of aliens or reptilians or grays, greens, or rainbow color or whatever. No existence of nothing like that, right? I'm not going to say that they can manifest. And I'm not talking about the cryptids or the aliens. I'm talking about the DDN. They have that capability to take an appearance to manifest. When people want to talk about Doblo hangers, well, DDN can do that. The Legion can do that. Demons can do that, right? Other things that can do that is things that are affiliated with them. Brujos, brujas, things dealing with witchcraft or the dark arts, right? They can do that. Shaped the skinwalkers, they're the same thing as a brujo or a bruja, right? The devil and the magic, so they have the capabilities to be able to manifest and deceive people, uh, and that's what they do. Most of these people that are witnessing these things is happening out in the woods, right? In the woods, or people that live near the woods. But now it's getting out of control that they're actually manifesting, going down the streets, and in the neighborhoods, because what attracts them is a division. If there's anger, hatred, and things in that nature, no peace, it attracts all that, and people get bonded by it. Just seeing the news, I don't even like watching the news because of all the things that are happening. You know, it's crazy. A lot of evil people, but at the same time, you gotta wonder how many of those evil people are being bonded or being possessed or being used in that nature to try to come up against us. Shout out to Paranormal Round Table. Shout out to Sister Nellie Turner. Prayers for you, Sister Nellie Turner. Um, for as we pray for you right now, we like to place heavenly spiritual crosses on you from head to toe, for the Heavenly Father to continue to shine the heavenly light on you, and for Him to send His angels of healing, angels of blessing, angels of protection to protect you 24/7. Uh, from anybody trying to do any witchcraft or necromancy or wish bad towards you, we tie, bind, and rebuke them in the name of Jesus Christ. Also protecting all your family members, also Brother Josh Turner, Anthony, Tony, Sister Madeline. We place heavenly spiritual crosses on them from head to toe, for them not to have anger, but to maintain their heavenly love foundation. Uh, for them to use their heavenly love foundation and speak in truth, like they've been doing, speaking in truth, uh, but protecting them also, Heavenly Father, from these evil people that continue to attack them and attack me. We tie, bind, rebuke them in the name of Jesus Christ, for them to stumble, for everything they try to accomplish that's negative, for them to stumble and to continue to stumble, and for you to continue to protect us the way you protect us, Heavenly Father. This we pray in your name. Amen. Here we go. Yes, I think what this people are trying to do is trying to cause people to get discouraged. They want to cause division. Uh, they got nothing else better to do. I mean, for God's sake, uh, the food stamps that they've been living on for free, they might lose them next month, right? So they're really going to be desperate. They're really going to be desperate and trying to sell them rubber duckies and stuff like that, because that's what they depend on. They're freeloaders. They leave off the government that way, right? You said everything happens for a reason. Uh, and they like to attain people's reputation, try to paint me a certain way. Brother Josh Turner, Sister Nellie Turner, and you got Sister Madeline. They try to paint everybody a certain way, but they're just wicked people. They got nothing else better to do. Uh, just wicked people. Uh, nothing but lies that come out of her mouth. Lies, twisted things up. That's okay. I'm gonna maintain my Heavenly Love Foundation and continue to deflect that negativity. Uh, and moving forward, I mean, I had Sister Madeline seen, right? She contacted me in the morning about there was this guy that I'm thinking he's a cousin. I've never met him before. He's from Colorado, and he just went off on my page, and I thought he was a cousin. To my understanding, I think he's related through, uh, but like a faraway cousin, like one of my grandfather's brothers is his grandfather. I don't know. Uh, so you figure that's somewhat family, right? But I never met him before in my life, and he's just going off on my Facebook. So I have to delete the comments, and I had to unfriend him. So I sent him a message through Messenger because I feel that he is being spiritually targeted big time. The things that he says, it's not something a normal person would say, but it would be something that a person that is being spiritually bonded would say. Somebody that might have negative attachments on them might say, kind of like a wicked Dana Ortega. The only stuff that comes out of her mouth is wicked stuff because that's her true nature. I warned everybody about her. If y'all remember, Brother Just Turner, Nellie Turner, Sister Madeline, I warned y'all about her. I told her, be careful with her. Don't buy into that Christian thing she's trying to do because that's not her true nature. She's a bruja. That's exactly what I said. She's wicked. And I was right on the money. Like I said, I've dealt with brujas all my life, and I can see them coming a mile away. Not for anybody to take any offense because there's people that consider themselves white witches, and there's some that are Wiccan or anything like that. I'm just saying that this person is very wicked person. That and the reason she's like that because most likely she's done soul or soul, brother and sisters. So the only thing that she's going to do for the rest of her life is doing the same thing that she's doing right now, evil, because that's what's in her heart. She's got a dark heart, an evil heart, or we could say she's being bonded, but what she dabbles in, that's part of the deal, right? So she's got nothing good to say about Brother Abe CS, which you all seen before. She has nothing good to say about Sister Madeline. All the other times that she tried to say something good to me, I already knew that that was just a how should I say, a disguise or bullshit, because I already knew her true nature because I could feel it that she was up to no good. Once she revealed herself, like surprise, she didn't even have to take her mask on because she already had the witch mask on. So she's like, surprise. No, you didn't surprise me because I'm the one that was telling everybody of what your true nature was. And guess what? You reveal yourself to everybody, but everybody already knew that you was no good. So we were just playing along to see who else was involved in the little web-like thing that y'all have. Oh man, it's funny, with these people. You know, they're gonna continue to make uh, asses out of themselves. And it's ridiculous. They're ridiculous people. We got brother Juan Avila here, beyond the box. Sister Brenda. Now sometimes when you see all those things that it's like, man, I don't feel like doing a live tonight. You know, it's like, when is this people just gonna stop? We know that Mike McGee don't got no cojones. He's not gonna man up like a man. Uh, old, the old man farting definitely ain't gonna man up. He's too old. So I suggest for that old man, uh, go and roll yourself in a nursing home, man. Um, you're too old to be playing around with the big dogs. You're too old to be trying to start beef with the young lions. That's all I can tell you. Michael McGee, go play a tea party or something because you're not a man at all. I just want to see the face of this guy's. You know, I've met people like them before, and I've taken care of the situations accordingly to how they are. The look in their face is the look on people's face when you finally say enough is enough. It's just how should I say? It's a face to remember. Yeah, fat Michael McGee, you wouldn't have a chance with Sorrensias. Hand to hand combat, you say you're a deputy dog or security. You're a security. You say your boots on the ground. Well, I'll give you a demonstration what the boots on the ground can really do. If you want to take the demonstration challenge, I can show you a thing or two. But you're not gonna do it. You're not gonna do it. You ain't worth my time. Well, I've been knowing that Dana and Mike were together. They were in cahoots a long time ago. I remember I went off on Michael one time when I think it was the time frame when I found out he was Damon Peterson or the Damien account, right? She came and tried to convince me that he was not a bad guy, that he's going through a lot of things. That's when I found out that she was affiliated with him. That's why I friended her because she was trying to play me, trying to pretend she was my friend, but the only thing she was trying to do was infiltrate to see what I was going to say. Right? She would make up excuses for him that he's going through a lot and he's just a certain way. You just don't understand. Makes me wonder if Dana Ortega is actually Silver Bullet, right? If if Dana Ortega profile is actually Silver Bullet, which would be uh, Dirty Ike's mother. Maybe it's Dirty Ike's aunt or something. I don't know because how she was defending him. So when I found that out and she made the message, I read in between the lines and I said, you know what? She's infiltrating. All this time she's been infiltrating, and she asked me a question, she'll go tell that camp something, and that's when they were trying to get me and brother Josh to fight. So I figured out. I figured out her. I figured out Fat Titty Cuffington. I figured out Dirty Larry. They're all in cahoots together. The thing that stood out the most is that to me, that they were affiliated. They would tell me the same things, and I'm like, how would these people are telling me the same thing in a different way? Why would they talk about the same thing if that their own person? I said to myself, the only way they can talk that way is because they are talking to each other, and they're going with the Cain plan, so everybody's in the same note. But yeah, I figured out those people a long time ago. I try to warn my friends or people, when I see something ain't right. That's something I've always done all my life, brothers and sisters. But you know, people want to put trust in people like that. Sooner or later they can only hold their how should I say, their disguise for so long. Because if love is not who they are, believing in Jesus Christ is not what they are, they're going to put that to the side and show you who they truly are. And a prime example of that is Dana Ortega. She could try to put something in scripture, but she spends what she puts in scripture is maybe like what 10%, but the 90% after that is wicked. So if 10% or 2% is just verses out of the Bible, and she does 90% or 98% of wickedness, then what is that telling you? That's telling you that she's not a Christian woman, that she's an evil woman. That's why I call her bruja. Some people call her deranged Ortega. I call her a pinche bruja because that's what she is. She spends 98% of the time messing with people because that's her true nature. That's what she's about because she's following orders from her, how should I say, what she believes in. She's following the orders. Uh, she's got to be wicked. She has no choice but to be wicked because if she don't do that, then a timekeeper comes for her ass. And they're right, Dana. He's probably already been knocking on your door. You're trying to buy time. Eventually, that time's going to run out. Then you're just going to disappear from the face of the earth because the timekeeper is coming for you. That's what happens when you dabble in the dark arts and make deals. Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. They're going to come looking for you. Let me catch up to the comments, brothers and sisters. Doing a little bit something different than just showing werewolves or manifestations of werewolves. I want to bring this into light. I've been attending my Love Foundation, regardless of what these people do. To me, they're amateurs. They're really nothing to me because I've dealt with a lot worse all throughout my life. The demons, the they're going to use whoever has a spiritual opening to come up against you or against us. That's what they do. That's right. They're home safely with Sister Melissa. Yeah, they won't say nothing to my face. They're rather be saying things with fake accounts or trying to act like they're men or and all of that. Uh, I, you know, it's like they ain't worth my time. I've dealt with people like that in the military. They have that mentality from back home, how they were raised, I dealt with people like that in the military. They had that mentality from their where they grew up, whether it was at whatever hill or mountain or tree they were born at. Yeah, they had the mentality. They had mentality that they're untouchable. They have mentality that they're superior than everybody else. They have the mentality that they don't have to respect nobody because they're badasses. Well, that's what they're taught, right? And when you're taught that and fed that, spoon fed that, you're gonna believe in what is being told to you, right? So then they were in the in the military. Some of them they come and being just like they were back home. They don't like uh, minorities, Hispanics, blacks, whatever. Uh, they get their ass handed to them. They found out that what they were being taught got them an ass whooping. You know, got them a big old ass whooping. And then sometimes they're hard headed, right? Uh, they come at you because they want another go around. They got another ass whooping, worse than the first one, and it keeps on going that way. Sometimes some people like that learn the hard way. So I've dealt with people like that before. That's why I just laugh, and that's why I say, "Well, bring it." I've heard those promise threats before, and I overcame them with flying colors. I hear Barton Nunley throwing a fit like he's going to do something, and he ain't going to do diddly squat. I want to see him try to do something. He ain't going to do diddly squat. Larry Joe Fisher ain't going to do diddly squat. He lives not too far away from me. Well, only God knows where he lives. I think it was Marlin that he said that lived Marlin, Texas. He ain't gonna do nothing. I don't know. They have some serious issues. You know, you know how we got the paratroopers, which are fans of the paranormal round table. Then you got this people, the parastalkers. I think we can categorize them that, right? Parastalkers or paratrolls, uh, parapendejos. I think that would be a good one. Parapendejos. We can call it from now on. Parapendejos. That's what they are. They fall in that category, parapendejos, because all the things that come out of their mouth is stupidity. So that's going to be the new nickname, parapendejos. For the guys, it's parapendejos, and for the females in that camp, it's parapendejas. Yeah, she's got issues, man. How long has she been saying that I was going to do something to her? She, you know what? She's mad with me because I figured her out and I blocked her a long time ago. How you doing, cousin Jesse? I'm catching on to the comments. I'm way behind. How you doing, brother Dick Richards? There we go. I'm caught up with the comments. So I just wanted to talk a little bit about this. I've been just really relaxing. The change of weather is here. Not trying to focus too much in these idiots, and I'll say it like that because that's what they are. I don't know what they're trying to accomplish because nobody views them. First of all, but the only likes that they have is fake viewers and themselves with the troll accounts, like in their whatever they're doing. But yeah, I think they need to get a life. I think Ike Turner needs to do. I don't know. We want to do Uber. I don't think that's a good thing to do. We don't want no roaches going into the food. You know, you can do Uber, not Uber, delivering food. Because the pizzas will go. By the time you deliver the pizza, it'll have roaches in there. Not Uber. I can't see you as an Uber driver. I don't even think you got a license, do you? How about okay? Let's just take Uber out of the equation because of the roach problems, and I don't think people want to be riding in the back seat with roaches crawling on them, and you smelling like colonitis, smelling like ass. It's not a good thing. You say you used to be a security guard, right? How about find yourself a security job somewhere, somewhere where there's no people around, like somewhere where you could walk around, know how you pretend to be a boots on the ground guy, a night job. Find yourself a night job that nobody's around you and you can do security. Yeah, that would be a good job for you. Maybe you can do a little bit of a live where you're doing your night patrol with your uh, Deputy Huey badge. You're probably gonna Deputy Huey Dewey or whatever is badge on you. Yeah, you can do that. That would be an awesome job for you. You don't have to take showers. Like you already don't. Uh, you're by yourself. All you got to do is keep the little log in place and annotate the times of when you do your patrols and you do your security checks. Who we got here? Let's see who wants to join in the fun. I know it's Lobo Wednesday, but I'm gonna drop a link. How about I got another idea since you and Cuffington or butt buddies, I mean friends. Uh, I come, you can be his co-pilot. You know, get your license, and y'all can be uh, you can be his co-pilot and go truck driving with him. That would be a good idea, wouldn't you think? Y'all sharing the burritos and the donuts, you feeding him and him feeding you like you already do. I mean, y'all sleep in the same bed. I mean, y'all can do that. I think you'll become the best of butt buddy. I mean, friends. Y'all can do that. I think there will be another good opportunity for you to get out of Oklahoma. How about? I mean, Cuffy's a lonely guy after he got dumped by his wife. So yeah, you could keep him company. It'll save them money from wasting money from with a lot lizards. Both of y'all there together. You know the deal. What y'all already do. You know how y'all be throwing kisses and in your live chats. I think that would be a good idea for y'all to unite that way. Just make sure you put those what do you call those air fresheners in the truck, because you and him together, you're gonna smell nothing but culo in that truck, man. They're gonna stink bad. I know you're afraid of showers, Dirty Ike. They do have at the truck stop shower point, so you can take a shower. Well, it's up to you because I know uh, Cuffington likes messing with them skin tags. Uh, oh man, I couldn't help myself. But it is what it is, man. It is what it is. I mean, I figured you'll be happy, being united with your lost. How do they call it? Your lost soul or lost. What do they call those? Where uh, split something. I can't remember the name of it. But I think y'all found yourselves being lost through the souls that you found yourself now. So now I mean, you should be happy. What are they called? Kindred souls or, oh, flames. Yeah, flame, something flame, right? They're lost flames, they found themselves. Well, not a soulmate, a twin flame. There we go. Twin flame. That's what they are. Twin flames. The one of them used to be in another life. Uh, Constantine was a donkey, and in the other life, Corn the Cob was a pig. So that's how they know each other. It was a pig and a donkey relationship. Well, no, we're not going to say a donkey for Cuffington. Will be a good one for him. He's kind of hairy. We call him a taquache. He was a pig and a taquache twin flame relationship. That's how they know each other. Many, many moons ago. Ooh, the Abe Sayas, he was talking bad about me. I don't like it when he's talking about my twin flame. El Marranito. When I get a hold of him, I make him say oink oink. Squeal like a pig, little Mikey. You know I like it. Squirrel Marranito. I could only See him, man. Imagine if they were in a walking on the beach, having a romantic walk. You have hoof prints of a pig and little tracks of a possum, right along the beach. Ooh, you know how I like it. Give me them chicharrones, marranito. And uh Dirty Ike be like, I'm tired. I'm tired of oink oinking. It's your turn now. So no, since he's a possum, uh, Cuffington would be like, no, not, no, not that way, my marranito. No, no. Be like, he'll be making the possum sounds. It's a sick bastard, nasty looking guy. Hey, hey, how you doing, brother Buddha? Just having a little bit of fun here, man.
Hey, brother Abe, how you doing, bro?
Alrighty.
Yeah, it's a good Wednesday. Ah, halfway through.
Yeah, I can barely hear you, brother.
Oh, let me fix that. Bear with me.
You sound far away.
Let me see if I can work on that. Bear with me.
Yeah, I was having a little bit of fun, man.
How's
Uh,
that? Any better?
with his fools, man. It's kind of like this, man. I know you're old school. I'm old school. Man, I'm the type of person. You got a problem with me. We can talk about it, or we can do something about it. Plain and simple.
Right.
But this guy's ain't about that. These guys are wimps. They're pussies, man. They ain't gonna do nothing like that. You know what? What pisses me off is they won't say nothing to us or try to do nothing, but then they go after the women. Like the bitches that they are, and that's why I dislike them because they go after women, but they don't want to settle quarrels with men. So basically, what I'm saying, they're not men.
Yeah, I hear you. I could not
Because
agree with you more.
if they were men, right, then let's settle it. See, my quarrel with Corn the Cob, he messed with me a long time ago, 5 years ago, and he don't want to settle it. He's still playing the games it does. Sooner or later, I'm more than sure we're going to cross paths. The other thing is, I got so many receipts on them that if we do cross paths, you know, it is what it is.
Yep.
They want to talk bad about women, and I mean, these guys are nasty. First of all, nasty fuckers. Yeah, have you seen Dirty Act how he looks?
No.
He's a fat bastard, man. I'm talking about bent out of shape, real fat. ugly looking. That I don't even know. Not to be disrespectful to the woman that he's got kids with, but were they drunk when they slept with this dude? Because I mean, this is one nasty looking mother man. It's only a face a mother will love. You know, nasty looking dude.
Oh, you got me curious. You got a picture of him by any chance?
I don't got a picture of him, man. I'm not gonna post no picture of it. He's just a nasty looking fucker, man.
Yeah, I hear you.
Fat,
No,
fat,
I'll take your
fat
word for it.
bastard.
Fat bastard. There you go.
Fat bastard. I think even the fat bastard from Austin Powers is more handsome than this fool, man.
Oh,
Nasty looking dude, man. And then the other dude that's always coming after Sister Madeline, that's a nasty fucker there. Okay, Buddha Cafe, I'm going to ask you a question. Would you place a tattoo of a dude on you?
God, no. It has to be somebody very, very important in my life. My father.
Raise up the volume here because you still sound a little bit in the.
I think I
Let me
know what
raise
you
up the
call it.
volume. There you go.
Oh, you got
Would
it?
you put Would you put a name of a dude
A
tattoo
dude?
on you?
No, no. My father, yes. No. Everybody else, I no. It's a hard no.
A father, maybe a brother. Depends on the circumstance. If they passed away, the mudon, you want to show some respect or whatever the case, right?
Yeah,
But a random dude, would you put a tattoo?
absolutely
It's,
not.
well, this fool, that's what he had. Had a tattoo of a dude.
What the hell? You got to live with that for the rest of your life.
He
Not only
said,
that, it says a
there
lot
you
about
go.
you as a person.
Sister Madeline says it right here. Clough got a tattoo for a guy he was supposed to ride motorcycles with across the country. Yeah, I don't know if he rode motorcycles across the country,
Hey, Bob, I'm gonna
but
disconnect it. I'm gonna disconnect and reconnect.
okay, brother. Yeah, I'm just giving you the kind of men that, well, not every men, the way these guys are, or I don't even know what to call them. I'm just giving you an example of how they are, right? Then you get the other guy, this old fucker. I don't know, and it's probably over social security age by now. Uh, that's always stirring up things, causing things behind the scenes, saying he's a roofer, saying he played for the Dallas Cowboys, says he's an Aggie. He's got all the stories, man. Saying he was in the Air Force. He reminds me of the other guy, Stolen Valor guy, right? The guy that's got all these stories, and it's just stories, made up stories. Well, that guy is one of them also. That is an old fucker, got nothing else better to do, and he's always trying to stir up things. All these people I knew uh, that they were trying to get me to come up against Paranormal Roundtable because supposedly they were doing this and that, but I was already onto them way before that. That they were affiliated together. So what I did is unfriend them. I unfriended them, and that's when they started more with me because I stuck to the friends that I have, and it'll take a genius to figure it out who's affiliated with who. So I unfriended them, and what's a shame about those people is they have women in their camp, since they're not gonna settle it men to men. They rather send the women to come after us, after the guys, and say all kinds of shit. Oh, we're women. He's not going to say nothing bad to us. Look, my mom used to say this. My mom used to say this: if the woman is filling in the shoes as man and trying to be a man, then you're going to treat her like a man. Bottom line. So there you go. Y'all can take that as however you want to take it. If the woman is trying to man up with a man, then you treat him like a man. And I'll leave it at that. Yeah, man, they have some serious issues. Um, I was gonna show, Lobo Wednesday, but I said, you know what? I think I need to address this because I get tired, man, of seeing all the stuff that they say about me and all this stuff, which is all bullshit. I just want to know when Mike is gonna squeeze a little bit of nuts that he's got and man up. We Sarncias. Sarncias is bored. I just want to see if the guy. I mean, he's got the weight advantage. He weighs like 350 pounds. But I just want to see who's ever going to man up. They talk about his boots on the ground. I see Billy on the ground. Hey, I was going to ask you, did you ever get that 100%, brother?
Uh, Still pending. Still pending, brother.
Yeah, I know you can get it, uh, but you're doing it the right way. There is other sources that you can use, but they'll charge a certain amount of money, but they'll get you
I'm
that
not going to pay that.
100% because they have lawyers and everything like that.
Right now, it's at 80%. It bumped up. Actually, since the last time I talked to you, it bumped up to 80%. Uh, there was some denials, but those that were denied are very much eligible for what do you call it? Appeals.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's good. That's
so
good.
so I had to submit a new C file. I believe it's called a C file form to release my documentation.
Have
And
Have you done that other like a claim for that you can't work?
no, not yet. I heard about it. I hired, like you said earlier, I hired an agency. I'm just following their footsteps. I truly hope that they're not skipping a step. Like they're not telling me everything that I can do. You
Oh
know?
yeah, they're. I went through. I hired somebody and oh man, I ain't gonna say everything else, but God bless me. That's all I can tell you.
Yeah. You know what's crazy is that so far, with the percentage increase with this agency that I went through, so far I paid, let's see, 3, 2, 4, 5,200 ish bucks, and God damn it, they better do. They I need some results. You know. But like I said, it's still
You've been
pending.
paying them?
I paid as soon as they gave me as soon as they sent me the what do you call it, the voucher, not the voucher, yeah, the voucher, right? It is a voucher, the bill. Basically, they sent me the bill. I paid it in full. I don't want to deal with like payments. I just paid it in full.
Yeah, yeah. You should. They have lawyers and they'll get you what you need, man. I know. I'm just you know how it is for the
Yeah,
veterans. They always beat us around the bush.
yeah, yeah, absolutely. I
This what
just
these people that come up against us, man. That understand the sacrifices we made for our country. That we take our job seriously, whatever MOS, whatever branch, and we train our bodies to be a weapon, and we give it all we got. And when you do
absolutely
that, accidents happen, injuries happen. As we get older, then we feel it. All these injuries from doing
exactly.
the jobs that we're doing.
Since the last time since I submitted that my conditions, uh, I found 3 Marines that can contest to my situation, and I made contact with them. They're now my Facebook friends, and we're talking. I look forward to catching up with them, maybe in Las Vegas or something. And they did the wonderful thing since the last time you and I talked, Dave, is they wrote a letter on my behalf, and they sent it over to me. They just wrote the letter, signed it at the bottom, and took a picture of it. So I got these three letters, and those are the three submissions, among other things that I submitted for my appeal. So let's just see where that goes, man. I'm not gonna act like things are gonna be good, but I am truly praying to Jesus and God that everything works out in my favor. And and would you agree that to be denied the first time is very, very common? You
Well,
know,
the first time, the second time, the third time,
third time, yeah, yeah. So I'm
uh,
not
man,
holding my breath. Yeah,
there's some people that they're living in the streets, man, because they don't homeless, man, veterans that were in Vietnam and other wars that are homeless, living in the streets. They
yeah,
got no way. They're struggling, they're suffering with the conditions they got. A lot of exposure to nerve agents, chemicals at the areas that we go, where they put us at the Alpha Alphas, uh, especially out there in guarding the borders or in Iraq.
yeah,
There's a lot of chemicals out there.
absolutely.
They're
I
like,
got it.
how do we get infected? Well, it's because the land is infected with the chemicals that they used. So what happens in the desert? Sandstorms, chemicals in the sandstorms. You're out there and you're inhaling that. Later on, it gets you. You know.
Hey, it'll catch up to you.
Oh yeah. I remember they said us in the Alpha Alpha. There was two dead donkeys, four dead goats, and a dead dog. I tell the first sergeant there was he was an infantry unit. We're across the test. I said, First Sergeant, this area is contaminated. I suggest we don't set up here. We set up somewhere else. He said, Sergeant, you know what you're talking about. We're going to show you how infantry does it. They set up in that area where all these dead animals were. The first day, the company commander wound up getting sick, and we didn't see him for the rest of the duration we were out there because they set up right on the top of the area where the dead animals were. Then
Jesus,
I'm there eating my MRE by my tank. I see a little bird fly. It lands by the tank and it picks up a seed. And when it eats a seed, boom, he just falls over. Then I tell my crew, hey, don't touch the ground. Just, clean your boots and do the personal hygiene. This area is contaminated.
that's the
Like
big thing, hygiene.
we lost half the people, man, from that. It's exposure.
It is. It is. And if you can imagine, like just if you scroll back in history, the Vietnam veterans. Do you remember how long it took for them to finally get justice for the Agent Orange? I hope. I
Man,
really hope. I really hope that you know servicemen like you and I don't have to go through that long process again, like they did. You know, I got a veteran, homeless man. He lives like maybe 3 blocks around. He has his little encampment. He's an army veteran, and he he's notorious for turning down VA assistance. They're offering everything they can offer him, but he still turns it down because he's not right in the head. And so be it. If that's the way he wants to roll, so be it. But I still go over there and bring him food, and I bring him some blankets, and every now and then I replace his blankets. If I want to, I used to have a futon. Um, I got rid of it, but I kept the mattress and I brought it over to him. I'm not supposed to do that but I did it anyways, just to help the guy out, you know. But just going back what you said, those chemicals really jack you up. But if he's not going to submit the paperwork to get his justice, then who is? So he's pretty much gonna dwindle off into nothingness, and he's gonna be a forgotten name.
Yeah, just another name on the wall, man.
Yeah,
You got those names of the soldiers that died in combat. Some that were POWs. Just become another. That's what normally happens. We just become a memory. Well, everybody does, right? In some kind of way.
absolutely. I give him some. I bought him a rosary. I gave him some holy water. I told him I wanted to teach him how to pray, but I don't think I can get that far. I don't think he's. I don't think I'm going to break that barrier to get him to pray. I don't want to tread. I don't want to make him feel uncomfortable around me. Right now, he's just in a position where he just likes that I come around and help him out. Other people, he just shoos them up. He shoos them away. He tells them, go away. I don't know you. Get out of here. But when he sees me, he treads lightly. He knows that I'm there to help him. I help him, and I give him what he needs, and then I just walk away. I don't start a conversation with him.
There's some of them that are stuck in the old ways and they're off the grid, man. They live in the woods. They feed off the land. There's a lot of people like that. I was I found a tent by the creek one time in the creek, and there was like three fishing poles. There was a wallet in there. The owner of the wallet wasn't there. When I opened the ID, that dude was a veteran, and he was living in a freaking creek, man. He had his VA card and everything, but he was homeless. And I looked for him, but I couldn't find him.
Supposedly, there's a database to find them, but that database is not accessible to your average common person, veteran. It has to be somebody that has like some type of extra security access, for lack of a better word. Uh, but it should be much more readily available. But I guess from what I understand is that they want to do that, but for security purposes, for constitutional rights, they don't want to make that available because that would be going after somebody's privacy or some shit like that. I don't know. And I understand. I like if I was not truly in the right place and I was homeless and I want to be left alone, somebody should not have the right to just go into a database and track me down and boom, there I am. So that's like invasion of privacy. I get that. But
And a lot of these people, the people they bad talk me because they know I'm a veteran. They don't know what I've been through. They don't know nothing about me. Uh, for us to fought the front lines, man, we're freaking deadly weapons because we're trained to destroy the enemy, overcome any trials, obstacles that come our way. And there's people that want to push the buttons, the civilians. Well, no, they're the same as me. I'm a civilian too now. I was in the military, but I have all that experience underneath my belt. And I want to talk all this bad things about. Last time a person told, I was walking with a walking stick. There's this guy, young guy. He told me, "Hey, old man, come smoke some weed with me." And I have my veteran cap on, the cap that I have here.
yeah,
And I said, "What'd you say?" The reason I had a walking stick is because I had my blood clot in my left leg. I said, "Come smoke this joint with me, old man." And I said, "I don't do that." And I started walking away. And I said, "Oh, you're just a bitch, ain't you?" I said, "Excuse me." I said, "You're a bitch. I can kick your ass." That's what he told me. So I went up to him and I told him, I said, "Hey, how about if I give you a demonstration?" He said, "What do you mean?" I said, "How about if I give you a demonstration that you can come at me however you want to come at me, and I'm going to show you who I am. Don't let this cane fool you of who I am, you know." So I said, "Okay." He got up. I'm standing there and I threw the cane to the ground, the walking stick to the ground, and I'm looking at him. I said, "Whenever you're ready to start the demonstration, do whatever you're going to do." He tried to come at me with a kick in the face. He fell very hard on the ground. My hand was around his throat, and he was in a situation that he was fixing to get his nose broken within a matter of 1 second. And I looked at him and I looked at him, and this is what I said to him: "Remember, this is a demonstration." And I picked him up, got him up, moved the dirt on his back, and he said, "I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready." I said, "Okay, tell me when you're ready." He came at me again, found the set, found himself on the floor again with my throat in his neck. And I looked at him and I said, "Remember, this is a demonstration." And I picked him up. After that, I said, "You know what you ought to do instead of wasting your time smoking that weed? I'm going to give you some advice. First of all, don't go off disrespecting somebody because not everybody has a good heart like I have. You're going to want to disrespecting somebody that don't give a damn about life. They're going to fuck you up. Another thing, instead of wasting your life smoking weed, how about join the military, Air Force, Army, Marine, or Coast Guard, or something, right? Navy. Go adventure. Join at least 2 years so you can know what I've been through or experience something." And he just looked at me and didn't say nothing. And, I went back to my house and, no, 2 years passed by. It's a Saturday evening. Here's somebody knocking on my door, open the door, and it's that guy. But he's like 2 or 3 times bigger, muscular. Say, "Hey man, can I talk to you at the park?" So I said, "Okay." So I'm walking with my walking stick, and he's walking right there by me, and it's like, "So what we're gonna do? So we're gonna have another demonstration?" "Oh no, 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 no. So I want to talk to you about something, man." So I put my walking stick on the picnic table. He looks at me. He says, "I just want to say thank you for what you did that day, what you told me." So I joined the Navy. I got to, uh, I was in Florida, along that area. And he said, "I just want to say thank you. Thank you. I had a wonderful freaking time being in the Navy. I just want to say thank you." That's all he said to me.
Maybe
Give me a hug. He gave me a hug, man.
that's very rare, but he owned up, he manned up.
Yeah, he showed me respect, man. And I get a lot of that from the soldiers that I've trained. They still call me Sergeant Cias if they see me out here in the public.
Oh, of course,
They come and give
you're
me a
always,
hug.
you're
You
always
know,
going to be a sergeant, brother. You're always
yeah.
going to be sergeant, brother. That doesn't leave.
and,
That's for life,
and
brother.
and that's what this guys that come and disrespect veterans don't understand that at a flip or a blink of an eye, they can easily get their ass whooped if you really wanted to. But one of the things that we got trained is, what do we do our job when we take the oath is to protect what?
One another,
Our country, right? Our country.
absolutely.
Who's within our country? Civilians.
Civilians. And civilians themselves don't understand that when you join the military, you're not a civilian. You're literally government property.
And we're supposed to wear a uniform with honor.
Right.
With honor,
With
we go out
honor.
there into anywhere in the public. We gotta act. We gotta be a soldier with how should I say, professionalism and honor. That's what they don't understand.
This these new generations. I don't know if you've seen these TikToks. TikTok's very dangerous. It's converting these young servicemen, men and women, to post themselves on TikTok and speak their piece. But all they're doing is getting themselves in trouble. That's what I've been seeing. They get themselves in trouble. They're getting demoted, getting kicked out of the military. Uh, rather than just don't say anything. You're upset, but don't put yourself on blast. Don't say anything. Just mind your own business. And if you have a problem, take it up with your chain of command. But don't go on TikTok and put yourself on blast because the internet is forever.
Yeah,
But they still do it, brother. They still do it, bro.
yeah. I don't know what it is or whatever. Uh, yeah, the military normally doesn't want you to say anything about anything. They want you to keep it within the company or within your platoon. They don't want you to spread out anything like that. But depends, Yeah, TikTok and I mean they done messed up the military when they changed the uniforms and they started doing this rainbow color crap and all this. It's like little cards that they erase up. I mean, I was already out by then, but I heard they had little cards that
Hmm.
I feel this way today, mood cards or something like that.
Yeah, you might be right. I think it is called mood card. It was in the Marine Corps
It's like a
too.
mood swing card because they're like, I feel like this today, and then they have to respect what the soldier is
Respect it,
saying.
right? Timeout.
So,
And that didn't last too long, by the way. But it was funny that they even implemented it. It was so fucking stupid. It's embarrassing. Embarrassing, goddamn it.
yeah. So how do you? If I would have been there, I would be like, how do you feel? Let me see.
It's embarrassing. I can't believe
I
that.
get that card. I'll put that card in my pocket. I'll make that the soldier drop 50,
I am so
50
glad
push-ups.
I joined the Marine Corps where the drill instructors will still beat your ass physically. Like, I'm so glad I was there in that time. The card thing came like late, long after I was already pretty close to getting out. But holy shit, I remember those cards.
Man, before all the and I used to be hardcore, man. I ain't play around with nobody. Motherfucker want to act out of control. I shaping them up real quick. I had a soldier. Well, he was a newbie. He was from New York, Puerto Rican, and I was in a tank, and I say, hey, we need to do this and this and that. He looked at me and said, I don't have to listen to your sarge. I'm from the Bronx. I could kick your ass and all this stuff.
He's going gangster.
So I'm looking at him. I looked at the platoon, so I was a gunner at the time. I looked at him, and he went like, "Go ahead, go ahead." And so start taking on my top. What are you doing, Sarge? I jump off the tank. So well, we're gonna solve this problem because you say you're not gonna listen to me,
Yeah.
to the Sarge up here. We're gonna settle the problem right now. We're gonna go over to this woods. If you whoop my ass, you can do whatever you want to do. But if whoop your ass, you're gonna follow my orders. So let's go. And he didn't. He stayed on the freaking tank, freaked out. They're like, no, no, Sarge, no, Sarge, no, Sarge. So I'll listen. I'll listen. All right.
Yeah, we called it
Nothing happened. But I was fixing we used to call it tour counseling.
tour counseling. We called
Tour,
it We just called it the tree line. So you want to go to the tree
The
line?
tree line, yeah, tree line too, but turret counseling because sometimes you handle the business inside the turret. You
Yeah,
knock them to the equipment that's in there. But even in the open, in the wool line,
yeah.
they'll be like a different platoon. They'll be like, hey, the platoon sergeant will be talking. They'll be like, hey, CS, the corporal over there got a problem with you. He says he don't like you. Do you want to do something about it? I was like a PFC. I said, I don't got a problem with the guy. I don't even know who he is. He's new here. But like, I know he's got a family. Then, yeah, the corporal's over there all mooching gone, Like, well, he said he don't like you. And he said that he wants to handle business. He wants to kick your ass. So I look at him and so I'm taking on my top. And I said, can you relay another message to him? I said, tell him that if he's got a will, if his wife is on the wheel, because after I'm done with him, she might need that will. Just make sure that he's got his paperwork ready. Man, that corporal looked at me like, man, this motherfucker's crazy. And then he's like, tells his platoon sergeant something, and he's like, yeah, he don't want nothing with you. He don't want to do nothing with you.
Oh, there's always somebody trying to stop it, but yeah, they got to be baptized. You know,
Yeah.
welcome to the unit.
I used to be in a yeah, the in the pit, and there was a pit when I was my first duty stop with Germany. They're like, hey, come here, private, jump in this pit. Man, I jump in there. I'm getting jumped by like 5 people, man. The freaking, I'm they're punching me, and I'm punching people. Just freaking punching people, man. And I have somebody in my arms, man. I'm slinging them. And that dude's all cut up from the face. It was an E6 that I was slinging around. So after that, the dude hated me, man, because I scarred him in the face. I didn't know that they were initiating me, man, or they're trying to initiate me into the company. I just seen it as, just put it this way: I'm the Mexican, and there was 3 black guys, and then let me see, 4 black guys and a white guy jumping me. What am I supposed to think? The only thing I can do is defend myself.
Yeah, a lot of
I
people
mean,
don't.
they
A
were
lot of
they
people
were
don't
they were
know,
hitting,
like
and I was hitting back.
there's factions inside of the military. A lot of people don't know that.
Yeah,
A lot of
there
people don't
is.
know
I
that
know.
there's factions. Like if like four, literally, I kid you guys, chat. I kid you guys not. You can like four Hispanics. Doesn't matter if you're Mexican, Puerto Rican, Cuban, whatever. Walking down the inside of the base, and I don't know. I'm just gonna say black, but it doesn't have to be just black. It could be another kind of community coming down, and they're drunk. It just turns into a full on Royal Rumble. We just fight just because we feel like fighting. I got two, Abe, brother Abe. I almost did not make it in the Marine Corps in that I got 2 NJPs. The highest ranking officer, the highest ranking person that I got into I took to the tree line was a first lieutenant. And I managed to get an officer to meet me at the tree line, and we duked it out. It was a fair fight. We got some good licks. He got a good one on me. I ended up with a little knot, but I gave him some good shit too, man. And I dislocated his collarbone. Like we went back and forth. We both got in trouble, and I got page 11 for that one, and so did he, because there was no justifiable for shit like that. But he's the one that asked for it. But being that he was the higher ranking officer, you
Yeah,
know,
it's what this people don't understand, man. What we had to endure while we were in the military. It's already enough that the jobs that we had was freaking danger for our lives. That is one of those jobs that you're going to be in the front lines, and in the front lines, if there's a war, the front lines are the first ones to go to fight and to die because there's nobody in between. You know, it's you and
oh
the
yeah.
enemy.
Speaking of that, brother Abe, So this is what I was pointing out, and I think you'll agree with me 100%. Is that what I'm pointing out? This whole fight stuff that happens inside the bases in the United States, but when the war starts, and we got to go to Iraq, we got to go to Afghanistan, we got to go anywhere. All of a sudden, it's like a it's like a transformation. We are all brothers, and we are gonna back each other up like a motherfucker, dude. It's us versus the real enemy. All of a sudden, it's like a transformation. We're gonna back each other up.
If there was beef, you have to squash it
It's yeah,
for that battle, for the fight, because the fight is a matter of life or death. If you didn't have your back in the rear, you're going to have your back there in the front lines because
yep,
anything can happen. They don't understand what the brotherhood signifies. You know, I still have my brother in arms, my combat buddies. We stay in contact. They don't know that it's one of those things. You know, especially your brother, your blood brothers, that fought in the front lines with you. You know, it's a brotherhood for the rest of your life because they were the ones that were there watching your back as you was watching theirs. I'll do anything for them. They'll do anything for me.
100%, absolutely, absolutely. If I saw one of them, and it happened many times, especially in Iraq, because Iraq was notorious for snipers. If you saw one of your boys drop to the ground as a result of a sniper shot, what is your knee jerk instinct reaction to do? Is to go get him and drag him back into safety. But what happens? You get shot too. Now there's two down. Eventually, it takes somebody to say, nobody else go over there and help those other two that are already dead. Stay put and let's assess the situation. So those two dead. One who got the sniper shot, and the other one who went over there and tried to drag him out. And that person that tried to drag him out is the person that probably loved that person, did not like the scenery of that person getting shot down. Those are two dead. There's two men down right then.
Yours and the urban warfare.
Yeah,
A lot of There was a difference between when you were in and when I was in. It was all in the desert, in the open desert. You know, tank to tank battles.
we get bounced around a little bit. We get bounced around a little bit. It just depends. You never know where those snipers are at. They could be anywhere. Then the IEDs came into play, but that's another story I don't want to talk about.
Oh yeah, I've heard the stories. I had one of my buddies got hit by one of those. He lost all his crew. He survived, but he had shrap all over his back, man. He would write me letters, and man, like he was scared. When he came back, he wasn't the same, man. He was, I mean, you see his crew die. The tank blew with one of those ID, the ones that get stuck on the tank or whatever. Yeah, it did a lot of damage.
Did you hear? There was a sniper, a famous Iraqi sniper that killed many 57 Marine American soldiers. I think he was coined the Iraqi sniper or something like
But
that.
he was recruited. He was a Mongolian, wasn't he?
He was something like that. But the crazy part was 60 Minutes wanted to interview him, and and Pentagon went after 60 Minutes and said, "Fuck no, you're not going to interview him like you're trying to get some ratings. Talk about an Iraqi sniper and how they killed Americans. God damn it, no." And it never happened.
That's crazy, man.
Hey, check this out, brother. I want to show you something. I came up on this a couple days ago. This
Nice.
is uh, I was thinking about filling this up. This bottle is se llama con Cincoro. So I'm gonna pronounce it Cincoro. This is Michael Jordan's tequila bottle,
Oh wow.
and it's pretty cool. I don't know. I wanted to fill it up with water and see if the priest would not bless this with holy water. But I don't think they would bless that much water as holy water. But it would be nice if they did.
Yeah.
You know, I clean the inside perfect. Really clean and so long. I want to do. I just I don't know. The bottle's really nice. I just wanted to see if I could do something with this. Maybe put something nice like holy water. It'd be nice if I can do that. Just wanted to share that with you.
Yeah, I know there's people probably tuning in to see Werewolf Wednesday, but I just felt that I needed to speak about this. I'm trying to do my workouts, get back on track, but I had to address this things, man, because these people don't understand what they're dealing with. The only thing I can do is warn. I've run into some when I was out of the military, soldiers that came from the Iraq War, and they still were in that mode, that the mode to fight. You know, remember one of them wanted to fight me, and I told them that I know what they've been through. That I'm just like them. That I was in a different war, and the dude still wanted to fight me. And I said, okay, well, we're gonna handle business. Uh, After we handle this business, then you're gonna know who I am. And then he goes talk to his buddies, and he comes back, and then he says again that he wants to fight me. I said, okay. I said, we can fight, or we can buy each other a beer, drink a beer, and I'll pay you respect and you pay me respect because I've been in combat and I showed him my VA card, and you're still in the military and you're coming from combat. And then he said, okay, we can do that. And we just drank. But, people don't understand. I understood. That's why I really didn't want to fight the guy, not unless I had to. When somebody comes from an environment where they have to go handle business, take a life, that they change. And that memory is always going to be with them for the rest of their life. Right? They affect them that way. So you got people that come and disrespect a combat veteran that's been in war, like me and brother here. But just like that, we could flip and be the same soldier we were when we're in the front lines, if we wanted to. I'm gonna leave it at that.
After my second NJP uh, chat, so you guys know NJP's equivalent in the military, and I think you'll agree, Abe, an NJP is equivalent to a felony. If you get your third NJP, you're kicked out of the military. So when I got my second NJP, anybody who wanted to squabble with me, anybody who wanted to kick up dust with me, I did exactly that. I said, "Let's make peace. I'll buy you a beer. It's all good, no problem." I had to kiss ass. I had to say nice things. I just because I still had many years to go, um, because I could not afford another NJP. So I just tried to make peace. I had no choice. I just anybody who wanted to, not just me. This goes for other Marines. That were in the same situation. We were like, "Oh, it's all good. You know, let's work it out. Shake hands, whatever." Because there's a lot of Marines are like, if I can get this guy in trouble, I can get this guy kicked out. And I win. I win because I got this guy kicked out. Fuck him. That's fucked up. So I was really close to getting kicked out.
Yeah, there was People that didn't like me, that always trying to get me in trouble, but I stayed out of the trouble. I was the type of person that said, all right, I won't do nothing in front of anybody, but I'll catch you on the down low when they least expected.
That was my mindset too. Like, I'll find you
That's how I
some way.
would do it, man. Catch them on the down low when they least expected. And when I do catch them, I'm not going to give them the common courtesy of fighting somebody man to man. So especially if they disrespected me so many times, they got to pay for for the disrespect. So that's what I'm going to call it. Catch them on the down low. That's the best way to catch them when they least expect it. When they think, oh, I done did this and that, there's nobody going to touch me. It's too late then. I forgot about that line. I used to say that all the time. I'll catch them on the down low.
And then enter social media, Facebook, the big one, the
Mhm.
Facebook. And I'm like, there's this motherfucker I hated so much. I hated him so much. And I'm gonna look him up on Facebook. And I found him. And I'm like, holy shit, I want to call him out so bad. And I'm like, I said, Buddha, I just let it go. Just let it go. Let him live his life. You're out of the military. Let him go. You found him. Congratulations, but just let it go. Let it go.
I run into one like that, man. I was with my son at a Walmart. My son was small, like 2 years old, and this dude is like, he knew my situation, and he was making fun of me as I was checking out. He's like, "Did you get a retire?" And he's laughing, making fun of me, right? Because I didn't get a retire because of I left because of my condition. So he's disrespecting me in front of my son. So I'm listening to everything that he's saying, and he's there with his wife. His wife used to be a first sergeant or sergeant major or something like that. So he keeps on disrespecting me, laughing, and she's just there. And then I said, "Look, ma'am, not to disrespect you in any kind of way, because you was always nice to me. But I want to tell you something about your husband. Since he wants to be making fun of me. You know why I dislike your husband? So because you're a very beautiful woman, very beautiful woman. So how can somebody cheat on such a beautiful woman with all these other females that he would brag about? Man, that dude's face went long. Man, his chick left him in the freaking aisle, and I just paid my stuff and took my son to the vehicle. I haven't heard from him ever since. Whether she's married with him or not, I don't know. But yeah, I give him a taste of his own medicine. Now speaking in truth, I knew everything about the guy. He's one of those guys that will brag about it. Then he eventually got busted down. He was like a 7, and he got busted down to like I think like a E5 because they caught him messing around with a female soldier, adultery. You know,
That's probably like, if there's no war, I think this goes for every branch. As a matter of fact, it does. If there's no conflict, if there's nothing to do but training, infidelity is like at the top of the list. Infidelity.
when Mr. Saxophone Bill Clinton did what it did with Monica Lewinsky, they had no choice but to what did they impeach them, right? Impeach them out of the military. They had no choice because if soldiers would do that, well, what do they do to soldiers, brother? Adultery.
Oh, they handle it.
They rank the soldier. Some get booted out. They handle the soldier accordingly to that situation. They held that. is a very punishable punishable thing in the military.
It stings. It's bad, and you don't want to lose rank. Can you imagine? From what I heard today, it's easier to go up in rank. Whereas back in the day, your minding your time, brother Abe, it was a little harder to go up in rank. You get the process to go up in rank was a little harder in the 90s, uh, in the early 2000s, 80s, 90s, 2000s. A little harder to go up in rank. Today, I'm seeing I'm seeing like these kids, like they look. Maybe I'm getting old. That's probably what
Getting
it is.
promoted real fast. Yeah, I've
They
seen it.
they they're young and they're E6, 7s, eights, and I'm like, holy shit! Like you guys look like you should be E4s. You know?
They're doing things differently now, man. Like when I was in, it was kind of messed up to climb the ranks, But I don't know. It depends what MOS you got. Right,
I
you got
I
to have a
heard I
certain
heard
amount
there's
of points in order to hit
right
a certain rank. Yeah.
exactly, and I knew, and they changed the infrastructure. Uh, this new secretary, the P Hex, the Secretary of War, he's changing that so that you have to earn that title to work up in rank. And so there's new changes coming down the pipe, if not already. And good for the military. Good for the military. We need that. It's not just because oh, you were being a good girl, being a good boy. You're being very nice. Therefore, congratulations, you're going up in rank. No, it requires a hell of a lot more than that. We're in the business of lethality, as Pete said. We're in the business of killing people and blowing shit up and winning the war. You don't just promote anybody like it's candy, like it's like you break open a pinata and whatever comes out, whoever grabs the candy first gets to get that rank.
So, what do you think about people talking bad about veterans, man? Combat veterans.
You know, aside from me being a victim of that, not without diving into my personal experience, I think it's horrendous. I think it's bad, and I really do hope that the VA, the I forget his name, the Secretary of the VA, addresses that situation. So from what I hear, that he's doing a really good job. Pete, he brought in all the top brass. Remember that meeting Pete has said he brought in all the commanding generals into one meeting room and pretty much told them no more bullshit, no more men in wearing dresses, no more dudes wearing dresses. He pretty much shut down a lot of stuff. He's 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 reformatting uh, a long overdue restructure of the military, and let's see where that goes. Let's see where that goes. But you know, I'm very upset with where what happened, and I would say in the past, 15 years, it's been dwindling down, brother Abe. And right now, the Pentagon is restructuring itself in such a way that now the the the, the top brass are looking to put people, all military, back up into par. You can't be an overweight. For example, you can't be somebody who's overweight in the military and expect, and for your brothers and sisters in the military to expect you to be uh, a participator in the heat of the moment. Everybody has to be physically in shape, mentally right in the head, because tomorrow a big giant war could break out, and you have to be ready. I certainly hope that you know, just to give you an example, if we had to go back into the Middle East, that every single serviceman can count on each other for the sake of lethality. that they can count on one another. They will protect each other. You cannot accomplish that unless uh, you can trust each other in the heat of battle, because you cannot call timeout and say, I need a break. Stop for a second. I'm gonna have my guy. He takes the next shift. I'm gonna go on break. The next guy goes on shift. No, sometimes you're gonna go 48 hours, 72 hours without sleep, and then you might be dead. And when you're dead, somebody else has to take over that mantle.
Yo, I still I still work out and everything. Got the mentality of still working out and stuff like that. At the age that I am, even though I have conditions, I still do some kind of workout. Try to stay active.
Amen.
Try to.
Do you have anything
That
going on? Do you
was
have
it.
anything going on for? Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but just coincidentally, we're getting close to Veterans Day. Where you live, brother Abe, is there a gathering where you join up with the rest of the brothers?
Sometimes they have gatherings. They have like a big cookout and stuff like that for the veterans. But there's a lot of stores or restaurants that support the veterans to honor the veterans. So yeah, it's a busy day for me on the in that day. I've been hitting up everything, man.
Oh,
McDonald's, Wendy's, Texas Roadhouse, uh, freaking Golden Corral,
Golden Corral. That's the
Applebee's,
big one.
Chili's, um, Buffalo Wings. Man, there's this place called what's it? This is like this sell like a country fried chicken. They support the veterans. There's a lot of restaurants. So yeah, I'm a busy day. It's kind of like my Halloween, but I'll be very
Yeah,
focused.
well put. Well put. Halloween. I like that.
My Halloween
Halloween.
because they people are showing us respect.
Yeah.
Uh,
It's just
Starbucks
it's just
Star
one day.
gives you free coffee also. Uh, the other one, what's it called? Ooh, the one that sell the waffles and pancakes.
Uh well, in California we got Roscoe's, we got Cracker Barrel,
IHOP,
IHOP. Yep. Over here we
they
got In and
support the
Out.
veterans too. Yeah,
Yeah, I do In and Out. I do Olive Garden. I do Applebee's. I do Golden Corral. Golden Corral at the evening.
yeah.
Golden Corral, I would say, is where I catch up with a shit ton of
Texas
veterans. World War
Roadhouse will
II.
give you a coupon, or you save it whenever you want to go. It's good for a year.
I
So
think the
yeah,
C
man.
I think the CEO, not the CEO, the owner of Golden Corral is a veteran himself. He's very patriotic and he goes all out, man. Like, you go to Golden Corral and there's what do you see inside that inside the building? Nothing but veterans and their families.
And the songs that they play, like the
Yep.
songs from the military, all kinds of songs from the military in there.
I really appreciate that. I appreciate one day, and I have really great conversations with World War II and Korean and Vietnam vets. I want to hear their stories. I've been thinking about getting like a video camera and just like record my conversations with them, because I don't want them to be forgotten, because maybe tomorrow they're going to pass away. They're in their 90s, 90, 95. I met a man the last year. I met a man who was a World War II veteran who was in the Battle of the Bulge. He was 100 years old. I hope he's still alive today. But it would be nice if I would have just had a video camera on me just to interview him or just say a little something nice to him so that he's not forgotten. I got him on video, and and just put him on YouTube or something, some kind of a social media, so that if he's no longer around, you know, he still lives with us.
Yeah, I just don't understand why some of these people target me, man. I mean, golly, I placed my life on the line. We defeated three or four of the guards. The Medina Republican Guard was one of them, and like three other ones. I have like four bronze stars for valor because of all our front line kept on going. So I got like four bronze stars, and you got people trying to talk bad about me, disrespecting me. I said, okay, how about just man up and find out what Song CS is all about? But times have changed. It's not like it used to be. They're trying
Yeah,
to take the fun out of things. No, if somebody got a problem, well, hey, let's just where you wanted to talk about it. What kind of problem are we talking about? So no, I got a problem with you. I want to kick your ass. Okay, well let's go handle it. That's the way it was back in the '90s.
yeah. Nowadays you're not going to get to first base.
Said let's not do nothing right now, but let's handle it. But it's
Let's
different
make
now.
let's make an
And
appointment.
I get threatened all the time by this people and the hashtag the Temple Police Department saying that
Oh,
I'm threatening them and stuff. Like, come on, man.
nowadays you got to be careful. Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
I'm like, y'all the ones talking all this shit. How come you just don't man up? Show me you're a freaking man. But nope. I mean, he says he's boots on the ground. We're the real boots on the ground because we've been there and done it. He's a fat slob brother, call himself boots in the ground, trying to say that he's some kind of soldier. And you're a disgrace to the United States Army because you never served the United States Army for even saying you any kind of boots on the ground. More like freaking belly on the ground. Man. We come out of the basic training, look lean and mean, and we're all gun ho. Ready to handle business. He wouldn't know nothing about that because he hasn't been through what we've been through. But he
Exactly.
wants to call himself boots on the ground. Get the hell out of here, corn on the cob.
When it comes to the army, the last thing I did was my patriotism was screaming out for justice for that young soldier, the female soldier that went missing. I want to say Fort Hood. What was that Latina soldier that went missing, and it turns out that she was killed?
In
Do you remember
Fort
that,
Hood?
brother? I got
Yeah,
a.
yeah. He was from
I, I,
Houston.
I joined. I joined the protest over here in California, brother. Her name is. There you go. I got it right here.
Yeah,
Justice for Vanessa Guillen.
Venice again. She was from, I believe, from Houston.
I went. I
That's
went to
great.
the. I went to the protest for that. I rallied, and I showed my respect, and finally the army fucking got their shit out of that base. The commanding officers got their head out of their ass, and finally the Pentagon jumped in and said, "All right, we gotta. This is getting out of hand." And eventually, the investigators found out that that young guy who got caught, before he got caught, he killed himself. The killer killed himself.
You know, he took the bitch way out.
Yep, pussy.
Uh, it was a, he was an African American man.
Yeah,
He killed her in the arms room, and then there was the female that he was seeing that they carried the body out of the arms room in a container, and then they went to go cut her up in pieces and throw her near underneath the bridge over there going towards Academy.
a
Yeah,
young, beautiful lady who
yeah.
just had a whole future ahead of her, and I was just so mad. And so, yeah, I joined that rally, man. And I don't do rallies, brother Abe. I don't do rallies, but this one hit me hard, and I wasn't paid for.
Skin Tech Walker. Yeah, man, I remember that. You can't do nothing about it once the person is gone, you know, and then you hear the way they died and stuff. Yeah, it's gonna piss you off. Uh, yeah, and there's been others that have died also. There was another one that died in the Air Force in San Antonio. Another girl, another Latina that died
Another
in
one?
yeah. There's been several, man.
Damn, man.
You know, normally the government will keep everything a secret, man. They won't put it out there, but
Yeah, the mother of Vanessa Guillen told that she was such a spokesperson after her daughter died, which when she found her daughter died, and she put herself on blast and she said, "Don't let your his I speak on all his what did she say? I speak on all Hispanic families. Don't let your daughters join the military." And when she said that, the numbers went down as far as recruitment goes. And when the numbers went down, then the military said, "Okay, we got to do something about that." And they kicked all the commanding officers out of that. I want to say Fort Hood, but it might be somewhere else.
it was for
Uh,
Hood.
it was Fort Hood. Okay, they all got
Then
kicked out.
and then they changed it to Fort Cavazos, but then they
Okay, it
changed it
was
back to Fort
okay. It
Hood
was
now.
Fort. Okay, so it
It's
was.
called Fort Hood now.
Hmm.
Again,
Hmm. They get all those guys got kicked out of their command, but
I think it was
the
the direct chain of command. I mean, they have cameras in there, man. In the
yeah,
arms room, they have cameras. So I don't know how the MPs couldn't see what happened because those cameras have to be on when they're entering and working in there. So it's got to be. It was a lot more deeper than that because I know they have
right.
cameras in the arms room that are on that the MPs can see when they open up their arms. So they can actually see the people or they call them was it armor guys or whatever the what's the name for them? The ones that give out the weapons,
The armory.
the armory. They have cameras that record everything. Then when
Yeah,
they lock it up, they have to put a security code, right? So I just don't understand how they could not see what happened.
they cracked down on that so hard that the major general he was fired. He was literally kicked out of the military as a result of that later on. And then when all that happened, okay, and they thought, oh, that satisfies the family. It did not satisfy the family. It did not satisfy the recruitments. Then they went after Fort Bragg, and Fort Bragg got the same deal. They started firing people over there because Fort Bragg had the same problem over there with like missing people. And correct me if I'm wrong. Isn't Fort Bragg our biggest military installation when it comes to?
It's Fort Hood
Is Fort Hood's bigger, right? Fort Hood's
yeah
bigger than
Fort
Fort Bragg. Okay.
Hood is the
Yeah.
biggest military base here
Yeah.
in Texas.
Yeah. That's the big dog. And yeah, man, everybody was like booted out. They restructured that place like a motherfucker. But damn, man, like that's sad.
Yeah, that's when they were letting anybody in the military, man. That's whoever was in
Hmm.
charge at that time, that's the ones that should be held accountable for that. Uh, I think when that happened, if I'm correct, President Trump had just became president
Yes. Wait, I'm not going to
because
remember its
when it
specific.
happened, it was under Biden's administration.
Absolutely, yes.
Yeah, it was
Um,
under Biden's administration when it happened.
and he didn't lift a finger. Well, how could he? He's in cognitive his skills. Just that's not their jam. I'm not trying to get political, but it's just not their way of
Well, yeah,
operating thing.
they're trying to. Only God knows, brother. I mean,
Yeah.
I think it's a lot deeper than that, and somebody's gonna take the downfall. Maybe something else worse happened to her, but they're not saying truly what happened to her. That's what I think. You know, there
Oh,
is
I agree. I agree with you because the
cult
mother
like
was not allowed to
activity,
see the body.
within the military.
I'd never seen a woman scream. A mother. I never seen a mother scream so loud for her daughter like that, and she woke up a lot of people, and that's what woke me up. And this was during the pandemic, and that's why I bought that shirt that I just showed you earlier, and I joined the rally. It wasn't a protest; it was a rally that we just wanted justice for the young lady, beautiful young lady who was just minding her own business, and that happened. I don't care if she was black, white. I don't care. But what happened to her was just not good. I'll never forget that. Rest in peace, little girl.
But I want to. We're fixing to hit the 2 hour marker. I think we had somebody here. I don't know who it was. I think it was Dirty Ike infiltrating here, trying to infiltrate. Even I don't know if it was him or not, but so much about those people. Yeah, I was just doing a short live tonight. Doing we're almost at the 2 hour marker. I think my dog is sick, so I'm gonna I have to take him outside so he could handle business. But I think I'm gonna call it a night, brother. Uh,
Buddha.
Cafe. I think I'm just going cafe.
You
I'm
can
gonna
call me
call it
Buddha.
a night, and so I can get me some rest. Also, is there anything you would like to say to the viewers?
Oh,
Here,
I just want to say thank you for having me on board for this evening. It's only Wednesday. I know your big conversations are happen over the weekend.
oh, Thursday, tomorrow.
Thursdays. Okay, so I'll see if I can try to make hop on and we can talk about some spiritual stuff. I look forward to that. Thank you, Chad, and everybody else. And before you check out, Abe, let me check out first. I'm gonna I'm just gonna go have my leftover In-N-Out burger,
All right, bro. Thank
and
you.
Mark continue on. And yeah, thank you, brother Abe. I'll talk to you guys later. Okay,
Sorry,
take
brother.
care, guys. Peace out, brother. Rah.
Well, there you go, folks. It was a pretty good conversation when I was having with Brother Buddha Cafe. Real boots on the ground, not the fake boots on the ground that somebody claims that they're boots on the ground, in which you never served in the military. Yeah, a lot of fraudulent people out there, man, pretending to saying they're boots on the ground, but there was never in the military. But in saying that, brothers and sisters, I'm going to let you go. Thank you for tuning in to Spiritual Encrypted Encounters. Join us later on tonight. We'll have open mic night. If y'all want to come on, I'll try to start at 10 o'clock. Saying that, good night, everybody. God bless y'all. Have a beautiful, blessed evening. This is Brother HCS signing off on Spiritual Encrypted Encounters.